Welcome everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to finish our project that we started from 2 years ago when we added our bottom door seals, and today we're going to add the top and side seals with Stop the Snirt. There's hardly any videos that really show you how to install the top seal, so we're going to give you a little bit better video of that. And also we've got angles on the front door, which they're 45s, and there aren't any videos for that either, so we're going to show you those as well. But on today's episode, we're going to stop the snirt. Let's get at it.
Let's get at it.
So the first thing we need to do is we're going to mark our 9 inches on the seals, and I'm going to have Terry do that. And every 9 inches, we go 2 inches from the top. You're really supposed to put it about 1 inch according to the video from your corners, but I'll know. And then every 9 inches. So I'm going to have her go ahead and start marking those out. And then while she's doing that, I'll kind of show you how I installed this top seal.
9 times 5, 9 times 6.
Did you forget your mathematics?
Yeah, 9 times 7.
Don't forget that the screws are going to be mounted in your flat portion, not the foam sided portion, which you can see right there. Anyway, put the screw right here in the middle of your flat portion, and I'll kind of show you how I did mine. But anyway, it's just going to go on the door kind of at a 90. Okay, so out here on the top of the door, I've wiped it clean, and then you can see that the screws are directly right in the middle of the threaded portion of the strip. This is your insulated portion, and my doors are a little different. These are jack shaft motors with vertical lift. So I noticed that when you lift these up, it actually makes a rubbing noise on the outside for the seal that I installed. But we'll show you exactly how I installed this. Like I said, there's not like great videos, but you can kind of see that top portion of the garage door. Maybe I can do it from a side view. The screws are actually going in this section right here. And if it was any different, they sure didn't show that on any videos. Coming here to the outside of the barn, there was obviously my seals are pretty old. This barn is probably 10 years old, but definitely the sun has weathered them and dry rotted them, and kind of show you little things here that we noticed that we needed some new seals. Obviously the bottoms were the first thing replaced, and then held off a little bit on the side and tops because I just wanted to make sure that that I wanted to use Stop the Snirt. So as you can see, we have a couple places on the side of the door, and I will show you those as well on the outside of where I know that the old trim has cracked, but you can see the daylight there, and then down below that bracket. Other than that, really didn't see much daylight. I know last night when I was putting the other section on the outside on the corners, I saw a little bit of garage light, but anyway, I think this will seal those up really nice. As you can see right here, there's a big gap right here, but this seal is kind of lost its flexibility, and also you kind of want this to be as flush as you can. I had some wrinkles in it, but probably what I'll do is I'll just caulk some of those gaps. But you can see like where this section is here, it's just it was brittle and just busted during the winter. Same thing there, and it does let in quite a bit of daylight and air, so we're going to cover those up. Over here I've already got the top section, and you can tell what I was talking about earlier on the corners. It doesn't really show you how to install those, but it's basically the same thing. So these are actually, they call them 10 by 9s. When you order the seal, it's going to have enough length to do the 2 angles. So start at the top. Try to keep it as tight as you can. Screws every 9 inches. You can see the marks there a little bit. And then on the angles, you'll do the angles next. And then you'll put your side pieces on, which runs down the sides. and cut the bottoms as close as you can to the ground, In fact, that one was the first one that I did. This one I went just a little bit longer, because obviously we want to keep out any of the bugs or dirt, snow, rain, etc. The only thing that I don't like is, like on this portion right here of the garage, you can see a gap there, but you can see the old seal. It might be holding that out. It's pretty flexible still right there, but at least you can't see any more daylight from the inside, because I was seeing some daylight. So I think we're gonna at least seal that up pretty good. So one of the first things that needs to be done is to clean where you're gonna be mounting at. Get all the dust and bug poop and everything else off there. Good time to do some housekeeping. So, because we marked these on one specific edge, you can see this.
And let me tell you, my general math has gone
Yeah,
bad.
so we marked these on one specific edge, the flat edge, and obviously when we put this up, I want that insulated portion to be up against the wood on that top side of the door. So, make sure you start in a fashion which you can still see your marks. What I'm doing is using that top groove as a marker guide. So I'm keeping the front edge of the snirt stripping right to that face of that edge as I push down. One thing I noticed yesterday was I had a lot of air coming up at this top corner before I put the outside on. So I could feel it with my hand as I was installing this. So I think it's going to be a good thing to have all this installed. Now, every time we do this, we want to keep tension. That's about 1 inch off the edge. And then I keep tension. It's kind of hard to do up here. Do this at every 9 inches. Don't get my finger. I need a screw holder.
So I'm assuming my job is just to keep this tight.
Yep, Terry's just keeping it tight. I did this one by myself, but it's easier with two people. I did the other door by myself. I might have to go down and get all the screws I dropped. This has a raised rib right here. All I'm doing is keeping this weather stripping to this front face edge. That's how I'm kind of using it for a guidance.
And your screws are going down the
But you
valley.
can see this is what they want that banjo tight, so it slaps up against the board. That's, at least you know you got it tight. And then the screw goes right in between the threaded portion into the door. Sometimes YouTube videos are helpful, sometimes they're not. And again, there wasn't really any good videos on how to really install this top portion. If you're gonna do a YouTube video, be descriptive. And then the very end, right up against that cable, I'll just cut it right as close as I can so that we don't interfere with that cable. But we still want to make sure that we're kind of have a little, I want the overlap. I don't think you really have to. You could probably go right at the edge of the door. But anyway, it does have a little overhang. This is pretty easy to cut. I'm just using fabric scissors, like my wife's sewing scissors.
Those aren't my sewing scissors, are they?
Mm-mm.
Are they sharp?
Mm-hmm.
I could use some new sharp ones.
Cut that at an angle. And there you go. Now I marked these, or I had her mark them at every 9, and then at the ends I did 2. So what I'm going to do is obviously you can see my pencil, or her pencil mark right there. I'm actually just going to kind of cut that difference between the end of the door and here. Make sure that's tight. And there you have it. It's the top portion. So now we're going to go to the outside. We'll get our ladders and everything positioned. And then, anyway, there's your top section. When the door does lift, if you look at the tracking on this, it's pulled away. It leans out as it goes up. But I don't know, for every foot or so, it looks like it might put, I don't know, close to a ½ inch or so, maybe not quite that much, 1/4 of an inch. So it does pull this away as it goes up, which is good. It won't get caught on anything. All right, let's go outside. So Terry made a good point to show you what happens as it goes up. So go ahead and hit the button. So you can see it really just didn't really rub that much. Go ahead and bring it back down. And do it one more time. So it just kind of rides up. Okay, you can go ahead and open it all the way. So it looks like it just rides up until it clears the top side of that, whereas the tracking goes in, then it pulls in. So we're going to do the outside. We'll show you how to do those, and then we'll operate the door a couple times. So first thing again, wipe everything down. We're gonna install this, get the spiders off of there because it's fall time and the little babies are everywhere. I'm not a spider fan. Anyway, I'm trying to leave about a 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch reveal. The old trim. We'll start the first screw. Again, keeping it in the center between the two threaded portions of the seal. So coming in closer, you can kind of see where I'm keeping this 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch reveal on the old trim, and it's still pretty tight. That's what that looks like in the corner. So it's got just a little bit of an overlap, and I just kept that straight line, just like that. So scissors, and again, all I'm doing here is I'm adding about a 1/4 inch, and then I'm making a past a 1/4 inch of this right here before it goes at an angle, and then I'll just cut a straight line. So there, and do that before I mount those last 2 screws. This extra piece that I have will actually be one part of this downslope, and then on the other 2 pieces you'll end up having enough to make the other angle, if you have angles. And then I'll put one an inch away from that corner. I need some more screws.
Did I hear you want a screw?
So you just always has something to say. It's a clean television program.
I just asked if you wanted a screw.
So what I did, this reveal at the top, for some reason did it on the other door too. It started off as a 1/2 inch reveal, but I'm bringing it back in a little. So I end up with back with my 1/4 3/8. Okay, and then down here, obviously need the scissors. What I'm trying to do, because I don't know if the cold weather is going to draw this up, but I would like to leave at least a 1/4 inch down below this. So I don't think it's going to hurt anything. So make my mark, bring it out, cut it straight. And then when I pull that tight, it gives me just a little bit kind of underneath there. Help keep that weather out. Stopping the snirt.
What we're doing.
That's what we're doing. Same thing here, line up my stitching, same reveal. And about a 1/4 inch overlap. About 1 inch down.
You want me to get a stool to...
And then every 9. Snip it for a mark. Cut it. And that's perfect. So I'm going to have Terry open the door, and what I've noticed with this, because these doors kind of go straight up and they don't really take off and go backward like a normal garage door, these vertical doors, they're going to try to ride straight. But I do notice a lot of tension on this, and it'll make some noise, but I want to show you that what it's doing. Other than that, it looks good. They didn't really have this burnished slate color, so we went with black, and it doesn't look bad at all when you stand away from it or even up close, really. But you can paint them, but I just don't think painting's a good thing, and we'll just leave it black from here on out, and hopefully when we ever have to paint this trim, we can tape it off or something to paint next to the black. But I'll have Terry open that. So you can tell it definitely has a lot of tension there. And it tried to grab as the door was going up on each one of those panels. But anyway, maybe it just needs to kind of break in. Hopefully it won't get too rigid over time to the point where it just grabs and wants to go up. You can put it back down. But anyway, I think it's going to work out great. And you can see along the edge here where we had the two pieces that were broken on the outside edge, there is no daylight. So looking at this all the way across from top to bottom, there is absolutely no daylight. So it's doing its job, and we'll see how it goes. We were just talking about this. It'd be interesting to see how the black holds up, since black holds a lot of heat in the summertime, and we get a lot of the sun rises on the east, obviously, and for the majority of the day, that sun will be beating on these black seals. So we're going to see how long they last, but we'll definitely be interested to see what happens, how they act. And the bottom ones have been really great. We've loved them. I couldn't even tell you that. I think the only time that I've ever seen a mouse in here, I think he crawled in when I was taking my car out in the winter. But we've never had any mice in this barn that I know of. All in all, I think it's a good product. I think it's much better than trying to use the old rubber seals, because rubber just tends to get brittle and hard and rigid. I know the bottom seals on these doors were very rigid when I installed the Stop the Snirt at the bottom. So anyway, if you have any questions, hit me up on the either on the comments, or you can email me, and we'll do the 14 by 14 foot day at a later date when we can have more room and get that motor coach out of here. And then I'll also have to get taller ladders. So anyway, that just gives you a general idea on installing these, in case you had questions, and maybe some of the videos that you've watched haven't been that great. Anyway, like and subscribe if you like our videos, and hit the bell for notifications of any other videos that we may post. And as always, we just thank you for watching and continue to support us. Thanks.